The end of this week and this weekend may be the easiest time you are going to have to unlock dark matter in Black Ops 6 that we're ever going to see. And the reason for this is we have got a double XP weekend coming along with Stakeout 24/7 in both core and hardcore, which is going to make them the easiest ways of getting the camos done. Because if you don't know, Stakeout is the best map to be grinding your camos. Last time we got a Stakeout 24/7 playlist, it was useful, but they didn't give us hardcore, which then made it a little bit less useful than what everyone was hoping it was going to be. But this time we have both got core and hardcore, which is going to be absolutely amazing. So, as you probably know, for every single weapon in the game, there is going to be 9 military camos. You have then got 2 special camos. And then once your special challenges are done, you've got gold, you've got diamond, you've got dark spine, and then you have the dark matter challenge to finish it all off. So for all of your primary weapons that can shoot bullets are going to be 100 headshots for the first 9 military camos. That is going to be every single gun across the board. Your assault rifles, your SMGs, your shotguns, snipers, marksman rifles, even your pistols. The only ones that aren't going to have this challenge are going to be your melees and your launchers. So anything other than that is going to need 100 headshots per weapon. And in all honesty, these sound like a lot, but realistically, once you get going, they're actually not too bad. What I recommend you do is you put an optic on every single weapon that you're going to be using, just because it makes it more clear and more obvious on where you are shooting your opponents. Like I said, this weekend you want to be playing everything in Stakeout 24/7 on either core or hardcore, depending what mode I tell you to play in. And for your headshots, you can play them for either. You can play them in core or hardcore. If you want to be more efficient and get more per game, I recommend playing hardcore because it is a little bit easier to go for the one-shot headshot on hardcore, and you can easily line that up. You can take a little bit more time to get that shot nice and accurate and make sure you're definitely hitting the headshot. Whereas on core, you can put a couple of bullets into their head and then you might start dragging your optic down to the chest and end up finishing them with a chest shot or something along those lines. It can be a little bit more difficult in core. So personally, I done all of my headshots when I was going for dark matter on hardcore. They was all done in hardcore, and that is what I recommend you guys do, is jump into Stakeout 24/7 in hardcore, go for your headshots with that weapon and get that done that way. If you're then using the melees, you're going to have to get 100 kills with each weapon. So your baseball bat and, of course, the knife. If you want to swap out the baseball bat for the power drill or the knife for the power drill, you can do that. But I recommend you actually use the baseball bat and then you do actually use the knife, because they've got 2 of the fastest animations in the game as of right now compared to the power drill. If you're using a knife, then I would recommend you play on normal core Stakeout 24/7, because you're obviously going to be able to sponge a couple more bullets. There's a one-hit kill in core with the knife as well, which is going to make it very, very useful. You can take out your opponents in just one hit in a core. Whereas if you're using the baseball bat, it's going to be a 2-hit in core, unless you are going to be using the left trigger method. If you run up to your opponent and you press the left trigger, you are going to have a slight finishing like animation to actually take out your opponents, and this is going to be a 1-hit in core. It is just going to take up a little bit more time. So if you are going to be using the baseball bat or the power drill, then I recommend you do them on hardcore, because it is going to be a 1-hit. It's going to be much, much easier. It's going to be a little bit more annoying because you are going to get taken out of the game a lot faster. But if you make use of like smoke grenades and things like that, you can get around the map without being seen as easily, and then just take your opponent out with a 1-hit in hardcore. And then, of course, the final class that we're going to be looking at, guys, is going to be the launchers, and these are going to take 50 kills or destructions. The easiest way of doing this is 100% jumping to Stakeout 24/7 on hardcore and just go for kills. Just fire your launchers down the alleyways, try and get your kills done as fast as you possibly can. It is going to be a lot faster, it's going to be a lot easier and save you a lot of stress. And of course, don't forget there is going to be no score streaks in Stakeout, so bear that in mind for the camos further on down the line. So once all of our military camos are done, we of course move on to the special camos with each weapon, and each weapon is going to have 2 of its own special camos, and I highly recommend you try and complete both of these special camos at the same time. So once you're going for the first one, try and do the second one at the same time, because there's going to be ones where it's like use the recon perk package whilst getting 50 hipfire kills, and you can get both of them done at the same time. Make sure you put that perk package on, go for hipfire kills, you'll finish them both at the same time, which is exactly what we're going to be trying to do with as much of these challenges as we can. So what I'm going to do now is jump slightly into all of the different camo challenges you are going to have to do whilst going through the special challenges. But if any of these are a little bit more challenging for you and you just don't quite understand the best way of doing them, or you want a little bit more advice, I have got a video that's broken down every single camo challenge in the game. So I recommend you go and check that out on the channel afterwards. And if you can't find it, just search for that camo challenge and just search Harry17p at the end, and I'm sure it will come up on YouTube. But the first one we're going to take a look, guys, is going to be the perk package kills. And of course, we've got the Enforcer, we've got the Recon, and the Strategist perk package. What this is essentially going to do, all you're going to have to do is come and look at your perk package. All of the red perks are going to give the Enforcer combat speciality. All of the blue perks are going to give you the Recon combat speciality. And then all the green perks are going to give you the Strategist combat speciality. So depending on whatever one you need, just go ahead and apply all of those perks to all the different perk slots in the game, and that will activate that combat speciality. Then you can go ahead and get the 50 kills whilst that one is active. kills shortly after sprinting is very, very simple. As majority of the time you're playing this game, you are sprinting around the map. If you've just died, you're going to be sprinting back to the middle of the map to try and find some action to get yourself involved in some kills. Sprinting to the middle of the map, any kill that you get within the next 4 to 5 seconds after sprinting is going to count towards this. And this is going to be one of those challenges that just happens whilst you are going for the other camo challenge. This is going to get done so easily and so quickly, you don't even need to focus on this at all. Moving on to a slightly more simple version of this challenge, it is going to be kills whilst moving. This is very, very easy, guys. Just aim wherever your enemy is, and as long as you are slightly moving left, right, backwards, forwards, in any different direction, as long as your operator is slightly moving, it doesn't matter how quickly they're moving, it doesn't matter what direction they're moving, as long as your operator's feet are slightly moving in a direction whilst you are getting that kill, that is going to count towards that challenge. So that one is very, very simple. Like I said, as long as you're moving in any direction whilst getting the kill, this is going to count. We've then got kills without taking damage, and this one can be a bit more annoying to do in core, so I'd probably recommend you do this in hardcore, because of course if you get hit by a bullet or two in hardcore, you're going to be dead anyway, so your kill wasn't going to even count. You're not going to be able to get that kill. You're going to be taken out of the game. So pretty much every kill you get in hardcore is going to be a kill without taking damage. So jump into the hardcore game mode and get that done in there. The next one, guys, is going to be to get hip fire kills, and this is actually very, very easy to do if you guys know what you're doing. Essentially, hip fires is just getting kills without looking down your optics, so you're shooting from the hip. There are some attachments you can put on, like a laser, that will improve your hip fire accuracy, so I definitely recommend you put those on. And if you find that you're still not being very accurate with your class, switch to hardcore, because again, it's going to take a lot less bullets to take your opponent out of the game, which allows you to be less accurate with the shots you were taking. But just essentially walk around the map. Every time you see an opponent, start firing from the hip. And if you guys do play with automatic tactical sprint on, I definitely recommend you turn this off for doing this challenge, so that when you are trying to hip fire, your operator isn't going to start sprinting instead of hip firing. We've then got one LMG that is the only weapon with this challenge, but it is going to be 2 kills without releasing the trigger. So what you want to do is jump into hardcore stakeout and sit in one of the kitchens, looking down at the other kitchen. Once you get that first kill, do not let go of the trigger. Just keep firing your magazine until someone else runs into that kitchen and you get the second kill on them. Something that's going to make this even easier is put the biggest extended mag on that you possibly can do, because of course it's going to give you more bullets just to keep firing. So as soon as you get that first kill, don't let go of the trigger until somebody else walks into your line of sight and you get that second kill. You've got so many bullets to spray, just keep spraying until you get the second kill. Just don't let go of the trigger. We're then going to have some of the weapons that are going to get kills after swapping weapons. This is usually going to be for a pistol. So what you want to do is run the fast hands perk, which will allow you to swap weapons a lot faster. Then you just want to run about the map with your primary weapon out. And then once you see an enemy, or you're getting into an area where you know there's a very good chance there's going to be an enemy, quickly swap to your pistol, get the kill. And as long as you see the hot swap medal pop up at the top of your screen, that is going to count towards that camo challenge. When I was doing this challenge, it was slightly bugged, so you might have to do a couple more than you actually think you need, because it's just not going to track all of them. This might be fixed by now, but I'm just warning you guys, when I did this, it was slightly bugged, so just be prepared to have to do this a couple more times than what you are supposed to be doing it. We've then got one-shot kills, and this is very, very easy, guys. If your weapon isn't a one-shot kill in core, if it's a two-shot kill in core, then just jump into hardcore. Most weapons are going to be a one-shot kill in hardcore, so if you are struggling for whatever reason with the one-shot kills, just take it into hardcore, and I guarantee you get this done very, very easily. We have then got 2 kills without reloading, and just like I said with the one with releasing the trigger, just run the biggest extended mag that you can. Don't waste your bullets, and especially if you want to do this even easier, again, play hardcore, because like I said, it's going to be 1 to 2 bullets to take out your opponent. So if you've got a 60 round mag, most of your bullets you're going to use to take somebody out is going to be 5 bullets. You've then still got 55 bullets to get your next kill, which is going to make this challenge very, very easy to get done. Something like this, because you need a certain amount of kills in one life, what I recommend you do is just play a little bit slower, let the opponents come to you rather than trying to run through stakeout on hardcore, because you will get gunned down pretty quickly. So just play slowly, let the enemies come to you, and just make sure you're not reloading between the kills. You're then going to have point blank kills, which is going to be a kill from 2 meters away or less. And again, on stakeout, this is very, very easy. Just sit in little corners where you know a lot of people run through. Lay down on the balcony where you know a lot of people run through that door. Just sit next to the doorway where people are going to run through to the kitchen. There's plenty of spots you can sit on in stakeout where you can easily get point blanks. But you can also just run around the map, run towards your enemies, just slide towards them, dive towards them, get as close as you can towards them, and just take them out of the game whilst you are right next to them as well. Again, point blanks on stakeout should be very, very easy. Now, we are going to need long shots, and this is going to be the one time you are going to have to get off a stakeout. If, depending on what gun you're using, you can use it on Nuketown. You can go from garden to the garage, or the garage to the garden, and that's going to be the best long shot spot on Nuketown. And if you can't seem to find anyone using the Nuketown long shot spots, then definitely just go into a objective mode and play one of the bigger maps. Something like Vorkuta's a great one. If you do want to see some maps with some long shot spots, check out my long shot video. I do break it down where you can go into certain maps with certain long shot spots, so you're about to find the best long shot spots for those guns. And then for our weapons, guys, we've finally got the attachment kills. And we have, of course, got kills while using a suppressor, kills while using an optic that is 4 times or bigger. And if you don't know how to find this, whilst you're scrolling through your optics, it will tell you how big the magnification is on each optic. So you just want to look for one that is a 4 times optic or bigger. Anything that's bigger than that is going to work towards that. And of course, if you're using a sniper optic from stock, that is going to be bigger than a 4 times. And the final one is going to be underbarrel launcher attachments, guys. So just use the standard launcher, go into hardcore, fire this into the kitchens on Stakeout and into the opponent spawns on hardcore. And this is going to be done very, very easily. So that's all of our weapons now done. So what we're going to do is move on to our melee weapons, guys. For the knife, it's going to be a very easy one. It's going to be the Enforcer Combat Speciality kills. 50 kills while using the Enforcer Combat Speciality. Very, very easy to get done. So just make sure you're running all the red perks, and this will be tracking towards that. The bat is going to have a challenge of shortly after swapping weapons. So like I said just before with the other one with the pistols where you have to swap weapons, the bat is going to work exactly the same. Run around with your primary out. When you know there's going to be an opponent near you, pull out your bat, take them out of the game, and do this on hardcore because, again, it's going to be nice and quickly because it's a one hit in hardcore. Whereas if you leave it too long between you swapping weapons and getting the kill using that finisher animation in core, it could actually miss the opportunity for you getting that hot swap medal. So I definitely recommend you just do it in hardcore. And then for their final camo on both guys are going to need to get kills without taking damage. Like I said, if you're using the bat in hardcore, you're going to get this one done anyway. And if for whatever reason with a knife you are taking a lot of damage and you're not seeming to track these kills, just jump into hardcore and do the exact same thing in hardcore as well. Just run about the map. Like I said before, use smokes to get through the map so enemies can't see you as easily, allowing you to get into their spawn, take them out of the game a little bit faster and things like that. But overall, shouldn't be too hard of a challenge to get done. So we've then got our launchers, guys, and both of these are going to need direct hit kills with both of them. So again, for this, what I recommend you do, guys, is play hardcore, because you might even think, okay, a launcher should surely do enough damage to direct hit someone and take them out of the game in core. It doesn't always. I definitely recommend you just should play it on core. It means every time you do hit an opponent, you are guaranteed to kill them without fail. It's not going to give you a hit marker or anything annoying like that. Jump into hardcore Stakeout, and what I recommend you do, and the way that I done this, was actually just firing the launchers down the side of the map every single time I spawned in. So I just run to the kitchen, fire all my launcher rockets down to the other end of the kitchen, hope that I would hit someone. If I didn't, I would then just use my primary weapon to carry on doing whatever camos I needed with it. And then again, if I died, I'd spawn back in, fire my launchers. Or if you guys want to do this a little bit more strategically and actually purely just go for this, what you can try and do is get into your opponent's spawn or as near to your opponent's spawn as you possibly can. Try and play slowly, but try and make sure if someone's sat behind the kitchen counter, for example, you line the shot up, you hit them with it. There's very, very easy ways that you can do it, but if you just want to do it purely off of RNG, you can just fire it down into the kitchen and hope you hit someone. That's how I done mine. So then for the Sigma, you are going to have to destroy streaks with it. And again, this is very easy. The Sigma locks onto UAVs, counter UAVs, Overwatch helos, anything that gets locked into the game, the Sigma is going to lock onto it. But remember before, like I said, streaks don't come in Stakeout because it is a face-off mosh pit game mode. So you are going to have to jump into like Nuketown and play objective game modes where people will be getting a lot of streaks because they're going to get a lot of score from capturing hard points, capturing flags, kill confirm, picking up medals and things like that. So I definitely recommend you don't play Stakeout because the streaks just aren't going to be spawning in. And then for the HE1, guys, it is to destroy streaks or equipment. This is going to count as RCXDs, sentry guns, UAVs, counter UAVs, Overwatch helos, etc. But you can also take out any of the equipment that your opponent's calling. So that's assault packs, that's going to be trophy systems, that's proximity mines, anything like that, you can also take out with the HE1, and this is going to start tracking towards this camo as well. So overall, not too bad to get done in terms of the launcher camos. So that is going to be all of our special camos for all the weapons within the game, and they're not too bad. We can pretty much get them done nice and easily. And like I said, try and get these done at the same time as each other. So try and get both special camos done at the same time on each weapon. So now, of course, we've finally got our mastery camos, and for gold, it is just simply going to be getting double kills. On Stakeout, this should be so easy for you guys to get done. You're probably doing something wrong if you're not getting double kills on Stakeout. Again, if you're struggling in core with any of these camos, like I keep saying, just try it in hardcore. If you're struggling with any of the camos, this is going to be double kills, triple kills, or any of the camos that we've already spoke about. If you're struggling with them, jump into hardcore, and it probably is going to be slightly easier in hardcore. Just bear in mind, you are probably a lot more likely to die a lot faster and a lot more times, but just be patient with it. Don't get annoyed with dying. But double kills for the gold camo should be nice and easy on Stakeout, whether that's you firing into the kitchen, whether that's you running into their spawn. However you want to play it, you should easily get your double kills done. For diamond, it is going to be 3 kills in 1 life. And this can be slightly annoying in Stakeout if you're not the best at player or you're finding a lobby where you keep dying over and over again. Maybe jump out of Stakeout if you have to go on a something like a kill streak in these game modes, guys, because Stakeout is great for the camo grind. It is amazing for the camo grind, but the ones where you need to go on slightly streaks, or you know, you need to get a certain amount of kills in one life or without reloading or anything like that, it might be easier to jump out of Stakeout, play something like Nuketown where it's a little bit slower paced. It's still fast paced, but it's a lot slower paced. It's not going to be as chaotic. It gives you a lot more chance to stay alive, get the kills that you need. So if for whatever reason you are struggling in Stakeout, guys, then I definitely recommend you jump into something like Nuketown, but just play slow, guys. Just play it slowly, pick up the kills where you can, let the opponents come to you, let them run down certain alleyways, just hold your angles and get your 3 kills in one life. And these also do stack, guys. So let's say, for example, you get 6 kills in one life. This will count towards 2 of those challenges for your diamond challenge. For Dark Spine, it is going to be get triple kills. Again, you want to make sure this is on hardcore. This is going to be so much easier on hardcore than what it is on core. If you're going to be doing this in Stakeout hardcore, what I recommend you do, guys, is just run into your opponent's spawn and just try and unleash absolute chaos in that spawn. Just try and get 3 kills, try and get triple kills. Just spend the entire time you're going for your triple kills running into the opponent's spawn, trying to get triple kills. If you don't get one, get taken out of the game. You go again, back into the spawn, try and get triple kills. That is the easiest way of doing triple kills, is just honestly throwing yourself in a situation where there are so many enemies around you. If you manage to kill them all, you're easily going to get a triple kill, and that is the best way that I can describe doing this. You do get between 3 and 4 seconds per kill, so you can slow it down a little bit. You haven't got to go absolutely insane, but if you guys know you've got 1 kill and the time is sort of getting a bit close for that second kill, go and get the second kill. Try and force it if you have to, but like I say, you do get a couple seconds where you can play a little bit slower, so you might want to take that to your advantage. And then finally for Dark Matter, guys, it is going to be getting 3 Bloodthirsties, and Bloodthirsties are essentially just 5 kill streaks. So like I said with Diamond, you might want to try something like Nuketown that's going to stay alive a little bit longer, something that's a little bit less chaotic. You can play a bit slower. You know, you can use your UAVs, your advanced UAVs and things like that to understand where your opponents are. And just like the other camos, these do stack as well, guys. So if you get 10 kills in one life, this is going to count towards 2 Bloodthirsties. If you get 15 kills in one life, this will count towards 3 Bloodthirsties. But again, like I said, it's probably a challenge that you do actually want to jump out of Stakeout and play something a little bit less chaotic that's going to allow you to stay alive a little bit longer. And then the only difference, guys, is going to be for our launcher challenges. So for the gold camo on the launchers, guys, it is going to be getting 3 score streak destroys in a single match. So this one is a bit more annoying because you're sort of relying on what other people are calling in. So again, you want to play something like Nuketown with this because of course you're going to get streaks coming in. But what I recommend you do, guys, is you have your launcher equipped to your loadout whilst you're doing other weapons. So let's say you're going for your Bloodthirsties in Nuketown. You also have your launcher attached. So when people start calling in score streaks, you can then start taking them down. So it's going to be 3 streaks in one game, which really isn't that bad. Like I said, you just want to run about, try and get your Bloodthirsties with other weapons. But once you hear streaks getting called into the game, pull out your launcher, try and focus on taking out the UAV, the counter UAV, whatever it is that's being called in. And again, if you take out 6 streaks in one game, this is going to count for 2 of the camos. And then if you take out 9 streaks in one game, this is going to count as 3 within the one game. So these, again, do stack. So the more UAVs that are being called into the game, if you're in a lobby where there's just streaks after streaks after streaks being called in, don't worry about playing the game. Don't try and get any kills. Just purely focus on taking out as many of the streaks as you possibly can with your launcher. For the diamond camo, it's actually to get 3 kills in a single match, which is very, very easy. Again, like I said, play hardcore, fire this down into the Stakeout kitchens and stuff like that. Get your 3 kills. Once again, like every other camo, these will stack. If you get 6 kills, it will count as 2. If you get 9 kills in one game, it will count as 3, etc., etc., until that diamond camo is completely finished. And in all honesty, the diamond camo is probably one of the easiest camos to get in the game. For the Dark Spine challenge, it is to get 5 streaks in one game. Exactly the same as the one we done with the 3 streaks. Just remember, you have to do it 5 times this time around. Again, it's not too bad to do. It's just more annoying than a lot of the other challenges. You just have to be a little bit more patient. But like I said, focus on your launchers whilst you're doing the other weapons, guys. If you can run around Nuketown, get your Bloodthirsties, wait for a game where you're hearing a lot of streaks getting called in. Right, cool. 3 or 4 UAVs have been called in. Let me take those out. Then all I've got to do is take out 1 more UAV in the rest of this game. Focus on it when it starts to get called in, and you are going to be able to do it, guys. Like I said, these are only annoying because you're relying on people calling streaks in. But every now and then you will get a lobby, you will get a game where, you know, there's just streaks being called in 24/7. It's just so many UAVs, so many counter UAVs, and that's going to be the biggest blessing to your life because you'll probably get majority of your camo challenges done in that one game, which will be absolutely amazing. And then finally for Dark Matter, guys, it is simply just getting 5 kills in a match 3 times. You will probably get this done in Stakeout Hardcore 24/7 in just one game. You will probably easily get 15 kills in one game to get your Dark Matter challenge unlocked in just the one game. But that, guys, is how you can get Dark Matter unlocked in one single weekend with Stakeout 24/7 being out. And even if you're watching this when it isn't Stakeout 24/7, this will still apply. Everything that I've said will still apply. Just jump into the face-off mosh pit, you know, try and find Stakeout, try and find Warhead, try and find Nuketown in the Nuketown playlist as well. But hopefully today's video has helped you out, guys. If it has, please be sure to smash a thumbs up. Let me know whereabouts you are with the camo grind in the comments below, and let me know if you are going for Dark Matter this weekend. Make sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications so I don't miss any more videos on the channel. But I appreciate you watching all the way to the end. Hope you have an amazing rest of the day, and I will catch you in the next one in a bit. Peace.